All right, let's do this. One day in Madrid, my first time here. Buenos dias, YouTube. Now, the first place I want to check out is the official center of Spain, also known as Kilometer Zero. People back home in Hamburg love to complain about the amount of construction that's always going on there. And I keep telling them it's like that in any city. And I'm right. I gotta say though, the area here, I'm not quite sure if it's still Atocha or already Huertas, but it's lovely. Narrow streets, doesn't seem very touristy, seems very lived in actually. There's a tourist group here and there, fine. But generally, feels very authentic. It's definitely going to be super busy here tonight. There is restaurant after bar. But for now, it's kind of like, it's 1 p.m., let's have a glass of wine. Plaza de la Puerta del Sol. What a beauty. Okay, why does everyone want to stand at that exact spot? It's because that is Kilometer Zero. All of Spain's national roads, kilometers are counted from here. So this is kind of the center of Spain. Okay, next stop is nearby Plaza Mayor because I'm hungry. All right, Plaza Mayor. Okay, this place is grand, and what I love about it, it's not surrounded by some kind of palace or anything, even if it almost looks like it. But these are actually apartments. These are residential buildings. Not a bad place to live, but what I'm really here for is something else. Bocadillos. So what's a bocadilla? It's pretty much a sandwich roll. They make them with ham and with calamares and with all sorts of stuff, chorizo if you want. And apparently that place where I just was is the best in all of Madrid. So here's what we got. I love it. Right, that was amazing. And before I head to the tapas district, I want to check something else out. El Retiro, kind of Madrid's Central Park. It's absolutely gorgeous. I gotta be a little bit careful filming here because spring is here. It's 25 degrees in Madrid and a lot of people are lying around sunbathing, and I'm not gonna be the creep with the camera. So yeah, gotta be careful. But here's a monument right in the park. The monument for King Alfonso XII. He was King of Spain in the late 1800s, and boy did they build him a monument. So I was wondering, why does the 12th Alfonso get all the praise? Did the 11 before him just suck or what? Turns out, no, they didn't. Not all of them, at least. Most of them were actually pretty cool. Some of them helped with Reconquista, re-establishing Christian rule on the Iberian Peninsula, and others won battles and wars and did other kinds of things that you consider pretty great for a monarch. But this one, the 12th one, takes the cake. He also, and that is pretty rare for royalty at the time, married out of love. His wife was Maria de las Mercedes d'Orléans. It was a match made in heaven. The Spanish loved the couple. But just a few months after the wedding, she died of tuberculosis. So the young king that had brought stability and peace suddenly turned into this tragic, romantic figure. And Madrid went, protect him at all costs. And when he also died, at the young age of 27, and also of tuberculosis, he basically turned into this king of hearts, and Madrid erected this massive monument. So that is why the 12th Alfonso pretty much outshines the 11 ones before him. Maybe not so much for political reasons, although that is definitely also part of the story. But there's a huge emotional aspect to that whole story. By the way, 1 year after Maria's death, he married another Maria, and he also had 2 illegitimate sons with an opera singer, but we don't talk about that. But I gotta say, Retiro, gorgeous park. I gotta say, I'm in love with this architectural style here. I figure with the Prado, it's kind of like with the Louvre in Paris. If you show up at 5 p.m., which it is now, you're too late. You don't have enough time to see even maybe a third of all those important masterpieces in there. I am in La Latina, which I referred to as the tapas district earlier. All right, it's also one of Madrid's most traditional neighborhoods. When I first got to this neighborhood, I first got to some smaller area that had lots and lots and lots of tapas bars. And I looked them up online, and most of them didn't even have any really good reviews. Seriously, if you have a guy standing outside your tapas bar or restaurant or whatever, trying to convince everyone to come inside, I will immediately assume you're running a tourist trap. But once you turn around one corner from that place, the vibe shifts immediately and it feels like real old lived-in Madrid. So yeah, I absolutely believe this is one of the most traditional neighborhoods. All right, I will walk back to Atocha to grab something to eat near my hotel. Also, look at the sky. $25,000 steps, over 20 kilometers. I believe I earned this. And this as well. And it's the next morning. I slept really well, already had some amazing breakfast at the hotel. More on that hotel in a bit, by the way. I absolutely loved it. And I have about 2 more hours before I head to the train station to go to the next city. So just going to take another walk. By the way, the Reina Sofía Museum is just around the corner from the hotel. It's one of the top 10 most visited museums in the world. It was impossible for me to get a ticket until in 2 days when I'm gonna be in a different city. But it looks amazing right from here, and it seems they are setting up some construction work there. This museum has Picasso's Guernica inside. So yeah, that's a very impressive painting. You know, when it comes to European capitals, I think Madrid doesn't get nearly as much attention as, say, London, Paris or Berlin. And that's a shame, really. Even within Spain, places like Barcelona or Sevilla get a lot more attention or coverage on YouTube than the capital city. But you know what? Within a single day, Madrid has become one of my favorite cities and definitely my favorite capital. What I love about it, Madrid doesn't put on a show. There is no Eiffel Tower or Sagrada Familia or any other major landmark that you tick off a list. It's not curated, it's just there and it's amazing. Everywhere you go feels absolutely livable, walkable, enjoyable. Madrid wasn't built as a destination, it was built for living. And to me, that makes it the perfect destination. This city doesn't need me here. It doesn't rely on tourists to exist, but it welcomes me. That's just perfect. So yeah, Madrid, love at first sight. All right, let's head back to the hotel. right, that's it. My first full day, full 24 hours in Madrid. I gotta say, I absolutely love the city. I definitely want to come back. Also, I wanted to tell you about this hotel. So I was staying at the Sleep in Atocha, right in the center of Atocha, which is a very central district of Madrid, and I absolutely love this hotel. It's a small, like boutique style kind of hotel, very quirky, super nice stuff, amazing breakfast, and the key card is made of wood, which is such a cool little detail. Anyway, I will put the link in the description. I am not getting paid to say this. There's no sponsoring agreement or whatever. I'm just saying this because I really love this place. If I were to come back to Madrid, which I hopefully will, I would definitely book this place again. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. The next one will be from a different city. I'm heading south. It's that much that I will tell you right now. So see you in the next video and take care for now.